Alright everyone, so in today's video, I'm going to break down all the methods in which you could slow down the aging process. And when you think about aging, you tend to think of old wrinkly skin. So with everything I'm mentioning, it's going to be tailored to get that healthy, youthful, vibrant skin. And since I got my master's in nutrition and dietetics, we have to start off with the diet. So one of the most important vitamins for healthy skin is vitamin A. The reason being is because vitamin A is a precursor to retinol, and retinol is super important for healthy skin. Retinol is actually the active form of vitamin A, and beta carotene are the non-active forms. But beta carotene is still very important for your body's natural melanin production. And melanin is basically your skin's natural sunscreen against UV rays. So darker people have higher melanin, and fair-skinned people have lower melanin. So the best foods to get vitamin A are carrots, eggs, cod liver oil, especially virgin cod liver oil since it's higher quality. So the best foods for vitamin A first are carrots. Carrots have a lot of carotenoids, beta carotene, and vitamin A as well. Second are eggs, specifically pasture-raised organic eggs. And make sure that the eggs do not say vegetarian fed. This is because chickens do not follow a vegetarian diet. They eat worms and different types of foods like that. So you won't be getting the most nutrients out of your egg unless it's organic, pasture raised. And I know it's a little hard to find, so you would have to go to a Whole Foods or a farmer's market, something like that. But if you want to take your health seriously, this is just a small sacrifice to make. Next is vitamin E. Vitamin E is also very good to help prevent scarring, and it also serves as an antioxidant as well. And good sources of vitamin E are avocados and almonds as well. And just so you know, vitamins A and E are both fat-soluble vitamins, so it's good to have enough fat in the diet. Which brings me to my next point, that consuming a low-fat diet is a surefire way to make yourself wrinkly and look older than you should be. The reason being is because your skin is mainly made out of proteins and fats. So it's important to consume a good amount of saturated fat and cholesterol, which you can get from eggs. This is because eggs and other fat sources have cholesterol, and cholesterol is what your cell membranes are made out of, and your skin as well. Fat in our diet also helps produce bile, which help us absorb all of the vitamins that we're putting into our body. So anyone that's telling you to follow a low-fat diet, just don't pay any attention to them. Next, whatever you do, do not follow a low-protein diet. Again, our skin is made out of fat and protein. Also, protein helps make collagen, and collagen is the thing that makes your skin look elastic and firm. When you lack collagen, that's when your skin looks very wrinkly. And you could have protein sources like wild-caught salmon, which have a good amount of protein, a good amount of fats, and a good amount of vitamin A and vitamin D as well. Alright, this next point may be a little controversial, but sun exposure is actually good for your skin, with the caveat that you do not get burnt. So if you listen to any dermatologist on YouTube, they're basically heliophobes that are afraid of the sun, that want you to go outside and wear SPF 6900. And oh my god, if you go outside and get some sun, it's gonna give you skin cancer and it's giving you UV radiation. And oh my god, you have to stay inside and make sure you wear a sweater when you... No. Listen, we as a species have been outside in the sun for more than 700 million years. And you're meaning to tell me now that the sun is unhealthy for me? And when I look at some of these dermatologists on YouTube, yeah, their skin looks good, but they kind of look like vampires in a way. And that's not the look that I want to go for. And the reason why sun exposure is good for you, because the sun emits UVA, UVB, and infrared light. And infrared is very important for the production of melatonin. So when you're getting sunlight initially, this is going to lower melatonin because it's telling your body that it's time to start the day. But when nighttime comes around and it starts to get darker, you'll have an increased melatonin production compared to if you wouldn't have gotten sunlight at all. And melatonin helps you go to sleep. And when you have good sleep consistently, this will help you look younger. We all know that when you miss a couple of days, we all know that if you get a bad night of sleep for 2 or 3 days, that you look terrible. On the opposite end of the spectrum, when you get good sleep consistently, you'll see that you look younger. This is because you're lowering cortisol, which is a stress hormone, And cortisol and stress are a surefire way to make yourself look older. If you don't believe me, just look at Obama before he was president to after. He looks like he aged 20 years in that span of his presidency. And in my experience, when you're out in the sun for a little while and you don't get burnt, it gives you that natural, youthful, healthy glow to your skin instead of looking like a vampire. So if you want to make your own natural sunscreen, you could get something that's called zinc oxide powder, and you want to just get a little bit of this and mix it with some coconut oil, which in itself helps block UVA radiation, and you combine this with some olive oil as well. So this is a good way to make your own homemade sunscreen instead of buying that over-the-counter stuff that has a bunch of other chemicals and stuff that I don't even know about. Now going back to our diet as well, you want to make sure that you're getting a lot of antioxidants. So antioxidants are exactly what they say, antioxidant. So this helps protect you against oxidative stress. So we get oxidative stress when we work out, which is a good thing because then it helps increase your antioxidant production when you're not working out. So we get oxidative stress when we're stressed out, when you eat a bunch of processed foods. If you smoke, you expose yourself to a lot of oxidative stress. When you consume alcohol, when you consume certain medications, you're just out and there's certain pollutants in the air. There are a lot of things that cause oxidative stress, which over time, they will damage your skin cells as well, which will make you look older. So the more antioxidants you have, the more of a shield you have against oxidative stress. And I want you to think of oxidative stress kind of like rust. The same way that when metal is exposed to oxygen for a long time, it rusts out. That's kind of what oxidative stress does to your cells in your body. So foods highest in antioxidants are blueberries, cinnamon, believe it or not, dark chocolate, cilantro, rosemary, and a lot of other foods as well. All right, next, let's talk about fasting. So personally, in my nutrition program, I was taught that you have to eat every 2 to 3 hours to adequately fuel the body. And if you don't, you're putting your body in starvation mode. And it's just a lot of outdated nonsense. Nowadays, we have updated research that shows that fasting is actually very good for us. If you actually think about it, our ancestors did not eat every 2 to 3 hours. They went a period of time without eating. They got hungry. Someone went and hunted down an animal, killed it, and then brought it back for a huge feast. And then they spend another period of time not eating for a certain period of time and then eat again. The reason why fasting is so powerful is because when you're fasting, your body goes through a process called autophagy. And if you break down the word autophagy, it means auto, which in Latin means self, and phagy is to eat in Latin as well. So it's self-eating. So when you're in autophagy and the body does not have fuel, it eats up old dysfunctional cells in the body. So it eats up old proteins in the muscle, in the skin, and even in the brain, it clears up what's called amyloid plaque, which can cause Alzheimer's and other degenerative diseases like that. So am I saying that you don't have to eat for 2 or 3 days? No. You could do what's called intermittent fasting, where you don't eat for a certain period of the day, and then you have a small eating window where you consume your calories. And when you're fasting, you don't have to worry about your body going into starvation mode. Your body has something called body fat, which is actually like reserved fuel for your body to use in situations like this. It's kind of like a car. The gasoline it has, it's fat. But if you see that you're very dizzy and getting a headache, obviously eat something. Even though this may be because of an electrolyte imbalance. So if you do feel dizzy and faint when you're fasting, make sure to have some potassium and some sodium as well to replenish those electrolytes that you're not getting in the diet. Next is to exercise. Exercise slows down the aging process through a lot of mechanisms. One is that when you work out, you release endorphins. And endorphins are really good in reducing cortisol, which is stress. Exercise and working out is also very good for the circulation. This helps get your blood moving throughout the body so the blood could circulate all the nutrients to, guess what? Your skin. Also, when you're exercising and you're building muscle mass, this helps protect your body against frailty. From when you get older, you're generally going to lose muscle mass. So you want to make sure to pack on as much muscle mass as possible to protect yourself against weakness, frailty, and this will prevent things like falls when you grow older. And muscle and bone density is very important to prevent aging as well. When you see those old people that they walk like this and they could barely walk, it's more likely that they lived a sedentary lifestyle throughout their younger years. And when they grow older, they have very bad posture, they could barely walk. And these are things that we would want to avoid and are kind of sad when you see it in old people. Next, working out reduces inflammation. So inflammation, kind of like oxidative stress, could affect a lot of processes in the body and could lead to heart disease, cancer, Alzheimer's disease, and also inflammation of the skin, which does not look good. And another interesting fact about working out is that it also increases collagen production. So collagen are the building blocks to the skin. So the more collagen you produce, the more elastic your skin will be and the less wrinkles you'll have when you're older. So that about wraps up this video. So if you learned a thing or two, make sure to subscribe to my channel and like the video. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next video.